Welcome to Becoming Boss C, a channel created to help you activate your inner boss. Before we get into the topic, I want to invite you to join the Becoming Boss C tribe. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Now let's get into the topic, 4 reasons why manners still matter. As children, many of us were taught by our parents, guardians, teachers, and community to have manners. This included addressing adults as Mr. or Miss or Mrs., saying please and thank you, responding yes ma'am or yes sir, and other basic principles. As a child raised in the South, displaying a mannerly demeanor was expected of me and required. Now, as an adult myself, I may not say Miss or Mr. in a corporate work setting, but I still have manners in life to my family, friends, and even strangers. I want to share with you that manners matter at all ages. In fact, I believe that having manners as an adult is just as important as displaying a mannerly demeanor as a child. Here are 4 reasons why manners still matter. When introducing ourselves, one common icebreaker is describe yourself in 3 words. Go ahead. Comment below how you would describe yourself in 3 words. I'll even give you a few seconds to do this. Did you write adjectives that are active, such as adventurous, strong, athletic, or ambitious? Or maybe innovative and creative? Seldom do we respond with mannerly, kind, respectful, or considerate. Instead, most opt for words that enhance others' view of us. I'm not saying that this is wrong. In fact, I was asked this exact question in high school, and one of my adjectives was curious. Don't judge me, all the other great adjectives were already stated. My point is that manners reflect your character, and how you display your manners creates your public reputation and eventually evolves into the legacy that you leave on this earth. For example, do you go out of your way to greet your manager when you arrive at the office in the morning? For many of us, the answer is yes. Similarly, do you try your best to greet the cleaning crew or custodians as you pass them in the morning? Unfortunately, I think some people's answer may be no. While it is most mannerly to greet your manager or principal or someone with a large net worth, for example, it is just as important to treat those who cannot help you or benefit you as well. How you treat those who cannot help you or influence your success shows your true character. Number 2, manners can get you where money cannot. You and I may not be as rich as a Jeff Bezos or Oprah Winfrey or Rihanna. I bet if Oprah wanted to get last-minute tickets to see an Ariana Grande concert, she would probably not have as much of an issue at all. In fact, Ariana herself may even offer a VIP pass to Oprah. But there are some things that money cannot buy. In 2020, for example, I started a new job in the corporate world. I interviewed with the vice president, or VP, of my department, and we have since established a great rapport. The VP has an assistant. The executive assistant has no major influence on hiring decisions, promotions, or performance appraisals. However, that executive assistant organizes the VP's schedule, is the VP's listening ear, and sees everyone who enters and exits the VP's office. I met the VP's executive assistant a few weeks after starting the job. She was at her desk and I was randomly walking by. I noticed that she didn't seem too busy at the moment, so I thought it would be a great way to introduce myself. I, of course, greeted her, asked about her day, and we had a great discussion about our families, my background, etc. Later that day, she walked past the conference room that I was in and came inside. She then told me to let her know if I ever wanted to have a conversation with the vice president. I was shocked. Just to provide background, my department's VP is the ultimate approver for promotions. He assigns duties and responsibilities. He reports directly to the chief financial officer. I mean, I didn't buy the assistant an extravagant gift. All I did was greet her respectfully, show a genuine interest in her well-being, Not a quick good morning and keep it moving, but having manners, showing respect, and being genuinely concerned about the executive assistant provided me with access to the ultimate decision maker. Money did not buy that. Manners did. Number 3, you are viewed as a role model. Recall memories from your childhood when a student in a higher class level or grade was being disrespectful towards a teacher, or maybe when your older sibling was being disrespectful towards your parents or guardian. An array of thoughts may have crossed your mind when it happened, and it may have subliminally taught you that you could get away with doing the same thing if there were no terrible consequences. Eventually, this may have created a cycle of disrespect in your classroom or in your household. Similarly, your actions and the words that you speak are just as impactful to your younger siblings, your newer, less experienced coworkers, your impressionable little cousins, your niece, your nephew, and even your own child. One of my unforgettable childhood memories is seeing how my 40-something-year-old mother would still say yes ma'am and no ma'am to her own elderly mother. She would regularly volunteer to transport the elderly people in the neighborhood to church and to voting stations. And if a fellow parent did not have enough money to buy new clothes for their child, my mother would organize and clean the clothes that I had outgrown and deliver them to that parent in need. These things, these acts of kindness, these displays of respect seem to be a natural part of my mother's DNA. I hold my mother in the highest regard. She's a people person, can start a conversation with anyone. These are characteristics that I don't intuitively possess as an introvert and as an initially quiet person. However, her displays of manners, kindness, and selflessness all taught me that having manners, caring for others, giving to others in need, being considerate, these are all basic elements of good character. Now that I have a niece, I hope to be a role model to her and to show her the same by treating my parents with respect, and even by considering her own feelings and showing her that she matters. Her feelings matter. Her thoughts matter. Believe it or not, you are already a role model. So show that you have manners regardless of who is watching or listening. Number 4, respecting others often brings better treatment. It was a hot summer day in the South. My sibling and I were on a road trip and wanted to grab some food from McDonald's. I was driving, so naturally I was the one who ordered the food. After I said my last food request into the drive-thru speaker, I ended it with, "That's all, thank you." I pulled up to the window and retrieved my food and said thank you. I opened the bag and noticed that sauce was missing. I managed to get the McDonald's employee's attention and asked for my favorite, sweet and sour sauce. Within a split second, the employee grabbed 2 sweet and sour sauce packets and gave them to me. Of course, I responded with thank you. I drove up a bit so as to not hold up the long drive-thru line and looked at my receipt. At the same time, coincidentally, my sibling was mocking me because I said thank you so many times. She was like, "Why do you say thank you so much?" I responded that I could only imagine how hard it was to deal with a busy queue of orders and some grumpy customers while trying to survive in the midst of a pandemic. So it seemed best to be extra polite and just say thank you. I looked at my receipt and noticed that the cashier had put in a coupon code, which lowered my bill. Now, imagine if I had not said thank you in the drive-thru speaker after placing my order. Imagine if I had complained to the cashier about how long the drive-thru line was. Do you think the cashier would voluntarily enter a coupon code for me? Probably not. Simply respecting that cashier, sympathizing, having manners, and saying thank you saved me some coins. And I love saving my coins, honey. This was only a small example, but it goes to show that you should treat others the way that you would like to be treated. This is the golden rule. The name of this channel is BecomingBossC. It's a play on words about exhibiting the qualities of a boss. Think about some of your best bosses and managers. I bet they were compassionate, considerate, and they didn't mind serving and guiding their employees. Effective and respected leaders have manners. They listen to both those above them and those below them, and then make decisions accordingly. Remember that. I hope that you enjoyed this video and my top 4 reasons why manners still matter. Comment below why you think manners still matter. What manners were you taught to have as a child? Do you still use them today? Let me know. The purpose of starting the Becoming Boss C channel is to guide you and help you accomplish your goals, like a boss. So what are you waiting for? Come on, join the Becoming Boss C tribe and let's dive into all of the great topics. Becoming Boss C is about becoming the best version of ourselves, a wiser, healthier, wealthier, and happier version of ourselves, a true boss. If you made it this far, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, stay blessed and stay bossy.